this wasn't probably the senior night that you were expecting maybe in the last couple of years, but what was it like for you playing, possibly your last game? I know you can come back next year, but just possibly your last game at the Allen. Take us through your emotions with all that.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy to think that 5 years for me being a red shirt has passed and it's gone by like that. They talk about it flies by, and it really, really did. I'm just extremely grateful to first get the win on our home floor. And yeah, it doesn't seem like how you wanted, or but we made the decision not to do it. It's exciting from the standpoint. I don't think it's really hit me yet. Till maybe after the season, I think is when it's going to hit me. But definitely to get a win on our home floor, to finish up, with the Big East play and got 2 games left is very, very exciting.
John, go ahead.
Lauren, you had 12 points in that first quarter. You and Selena just unstoppable for the offense. What would take us through the reads that you saw, and what led to you guys having that success, as you were the only 2 scorers for the team in the first?
So Creighton does a great job with their defense, just sagging in the paint. And I think in the first game, just trying to, I was overthinking a little bit, so I knew I had to come out there and do the similar thing and I read my reads, and if they came in doubled, or if not, I looked to score. But I think just that mentality, we knew it was going to be a grind on the defensive end and on offensive end. So the way that they packed the paint. So, I knew I had to step up and hit shots too. And I was, feeling real confident once the game got started.
Your fellow senior, Selena, I mean, she filled up the box score tonight. Just how does she affect the game just beyond just scoring?
She does just a phenomenal job. It's awesome to play with her. Awesome to have a chance to, as seniors together. Play together. She just, impacts the game so many different ways. It's, even if she's having an off night, how is she getting those rebounds? How is she still pushing pace? How is she assisting to us? And I mean, you saw tonight, she was still, doing it both. She's guarding their best players too. So she's just extremely impactful in so many ways. And just that energy and the competitiveness that she brings is, huge. And I love playing with her and love having her as a fellow senior.
Lauren, finish out the season on 2 road games against DePaul and UConn, 2 great opponents for you guys gearing up for the Big East. How important is it for you guys to just attack those 2 games in preparation for March?
Yeah, I think it's big. We have a road warrior mentality when we go on the road. And I feel like with, these last 2 games, it's exactly what we have to have. It's big for Big East play. Big East play. And I think going into, the Big East tournament, it's going to be important with that, going with that momentum too. So I think we just have a chance to play extremely free and just get after it with, DePaul and with Connecticut. So it's very exciting. You want to be in these games. So it's very exciting to finish up our season like this.
I think it's 10 road wins for you guys this year. How have you really embraced the road mentality, like you said, especially during COVID? It's not like any other season traveling.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a mindset. We between the coaches and ourselves, just getting us prepared. Understand that things might not go your way on the road, or you're gonna have to deal with adversity. It's we practice that a lot, and it's like how can we continue to push through? How can we stay together when we push through? When that adversity does hit, how do we continue to get better? And I think that's just our mentality as road warriors. Coach definitely harps on us with that. And it's just how do we buy into that and continue to be successful on the road?
Yeah, the defense seemed really good today, especially at the start of the game. Were you guys just extra locked in tonight, or what do you think it was?
Yeah, I mean, Creighton, they don't stop moving. It's just it's a constant movement. It's constant. You got to communicate for 40 minutes. One of our big keys for this game was grind for 40, and I think that's just huge for us. You can't relax, and when there's such a good team. If you do, they're gonna make you pay for it. So we understood we had to be extremely locked in. We had 2 great days of practice and prep, and we were feeling very confident coming into this game, and understanding that defense is gonna win games, and that's what it did tonight.
All right, before we let Lauren go, Megan Caffrey, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah. Hey, Lauren, congratulations. Just one quick one for me. I mean, as we are winding down the final season of regular play, which is crazy to think of, what are kind of, some of your thoughts winding this down, your final season in the Big East, heading towards the tournament coming up. That's going to start a week from this Friday. Where's your head at right now?
I think it's in a very good place. I think it's the fact that we're having a chance to play is huge because I obviously a couple months or 6, 7, 8 months ago, we weren't sure. The fact that, I think just this season has been just amazing just to see, the ups and the downs and still staying steady throughout the entire season. It's tough. Usually, I mean, in a normal season, it's definitely, there's a lot of lows and a lot of highs. And it's like, how can we continue to be consistent every single day? And our team, we do a great job, I think, just coming into practice with one open mind and continuing to get better. We talk about it. One of our values here is the relentless growth mentality. And I think that's what's big for us is continue to show up at practice, and then it translates to the court. So, I mean, I think we're very excited too, because we have a lot of games left. So we're, even though we're winding down, we're like, how can we continue to get better first off, but secondly, continue to, keep those highs really, really high. And I'm very excited with this team, playing with this team. We have a lot of emotion and a lot of competitiveness. I'm very excited to see where we go.
Really, really proud of our team's effort tonight. We really categorize this as the biggest game of the season, finishing up our home games of the season. And, after Creighton had knocked off DePaul, they were really, really starting to click and coming together as a group with them. And I was just overall really thrilled with our defense. I thought our defense on Sarda was tremendous. I thought we limited their easy threes, I should say. Just overall, I thought we were communicating and flying around. And, Creighton's offense is very difficult to guard.
Ben Steele, if you want to start us off with a question.
Yeah, I thought your defense was really good tonight, especially in the first half. I mean, obviously the pick six steals by Selena were the highlight, but it seemed like everyone was switching pretty well. What did you think of the effort on the defensive end?
I thought our effort was tremendous. Creighton makes you have to communicate whether you're getting through screens or you're switching screens. I thought Selena started kind of our defensive prowess with her pressure on Sarda. She got her hands on a couple balls to lead us into transition. I thought our post players did a really nice job of, helping on, some of their movement patterns, but also then getting out to their 3-point shooters. And, Flan's a really good coach. He constantly makes adjustments within the game. And, we were prepared that we had to be great tonight on the defensive end and hoping that, after their quick turnaround against DePaul, that we could wear them out a little bit and some of those threes could kind of be a little bit short or a little bit off target.
John, go ahead.
Coach, speaking about Selena in that first half, second quarter, at halftime, actually, she had 8 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. That's game-changing stat for a game. But she did that in the first half. What does she bring to the team tonight, especially in the first half?
I mean, she was getting close to triple-double at one point. I just thought, Selena's always been very good at helping us in different ways. And I think she's really starting to buy in as we kind of come towards the end of the season of different ways defensively she can make an impact, whether that's getting a steal, deflection. I thought she was a great playmaker today, getting other people's shots. And so, when her scoring is, I mean, if she could have made a couple layups, golly, she had a couple wide open layups, but, she could have had, 16 and 10 and right along the lines of almost a triple double. So, she's a playmaker for us. I always call her that. I thought she was super engaged. She gets fired up to play Sarda. And I mean, it's Selena being Selena in a lot of ways. And we're going to need that in these next 2.
Megan Caffrey, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Just following up, because with LVK getting drenched in the locker room, I mean, you started off by saying that you guys went in with this being the biggest game of the season for you. What is it like in the locker room right now, especially for these upperclassmen, for these seniors, for them as they're kind of winding down this Big East regular season?
Yeah, it's so fun to watch them celebrate and dance and, throw water on each other because, the 2 previous days, they're extremely focused and locked in and working their tail ends off. So to see them celebrate and, just have those moments, especially with Sel and Lauren is pretty special. And that's what we've tried to do this whole year. That has been so challenging and in every way possible, to have fun when we can, because obviously with the COVID protocols and everything, it's hard just to have normal fun for them as college kids. So I'm just really proud of them. I told them the last kind of message I said, and they know DePaul's coming up. They know the rivalry game of that, but I just said, I'm proud of you for just the focus you continue to show. So I wanted them to let loose a little bit at the end. It's hard to believe we're done with our home games, and obviously with Selena and Lauren, they're going to figure out their next paths at some point when our season is over. But I thought Lauren was just awesome today, rebounding and finishing her shots. And I thought she really improved from the first time we played Creighton. I thought she struggled a little bit out there with her shot and reading their double teams, but she was on point tonight with all of that.
Ben.
Just bigger picture wise with Lauren and Selena, what did they mean to you as like a new coach coming in a couple years ago and hoping to make that transition?
Just very appreciative of their buy-in. They love Marquette. They've put their heart and soul into this program, no matter if it was Coach Keeger or myself. They've been great teammates, and they're very different personalities. They're very if you guys have talked to them a lot, they're just different, right? But they really complement each other. Whether that's their voices with the Black Lives Matter movement, whether they're hearing crap from Coach Duffy, they just complement each other well, and they're winners. I think that's the big thing. They want to continue to improve. If either of them have a bad low moment, they're right there to kind of pick each other up and help each other. And it's been pretty cool to see them in this journey, stepping out of their comfort zones. We've really challenged them a lot, since I've been here, to do that. And I hope they're enjoying, every moment of this success this season.
John.
Coach, obviously the next biggest game is DePaul on Wednesday, but you have two great opportunities to get ready for the stretch into March with UConn and DePaul on the road. Lauren talked a little bit about you guys really embracing that road mentality this year, but how do you take on that advantage of the opportunity to play two quality opponents to get ready for not just the Big East tournament, but hopefully March Madness?
Yeah, we've had a couple stretches where we've had a high volume of games in a short amount of time. So this will be 3 and 6 days. And you got one day to really, go over a couple things and rest your legs and get on the bus and head over to Chicago and be ready to play that up-tempo style of DePaul. So it really prepares us for the tournament of just going back to back to back. In a normal season, we try and simulate that with our non-conference games or, who you play back to back. And we've had a crash course in it this year, 4 and 7 and 3 and 6. And, we'll get a little bit of time on the back end before we play Connecticut. But I know our team gets excited, obviously, to play DePaul. Is a very close game, the first matchup. And, with DePaul coming off a loss to Creighton with a little extra time of rest, I think they'll be fired up.
All right. Before we let Coach go, does anyone else have another question?
I've just got one last one, EJ.
Go ahead.
Coach, just looking a little bit closer at Cam Taylor's play tonight as well. What can you say about how well she performed in tonight's game?
She had a great game against Creighton the first time, and that's always the thing. Does it help her confidence, or does it, make her press a little bit? And I thought she was great tonight. I thought even when she missed a couple shots or had a couple turnovers, you couldn't really tell. She was as driven to help our offense. I thought she did an awesome job defensively. I thought, you look at her stats and she had 14 points and 9 boards, and which is a great stat line for her. But I thought her defense was equally impressive. And for a sophomore to continue to grow in different areas, we're thrilled. And, if she can keep on this trajectory, I think we're going to continue to hopefully find some success here, into March Madness.